I always struggle in the summer, particularly with new locations. If you've been watching the channel for a little while, you'll know I've recently moved to a new area, and there's lots of places around here that I want to explore and photograph. But at the moment it's just too hot to go exploring in a lot of places. But I decided to come out this afternoon to somewhere that hopefully isn't going to be too much to do in the heat. It's a park just on the outskirts of Rojales, rral, something like that. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. And I've got to be honest, it's more of a scouting trip. I wanted to see, can you get in here out of hours, which you can. Is there, anything worth coming here for? But as with any scouting trip, it's always worth bringing the camera with you, because you never know. You might just find something worth shooting, and I'm hoping I might do. You can just bring the mobile if you want, but I prefer to bring my normal camera gear with me on a scouting trip, because sometimes you visit a location and actually the best images you're going to get are on that scouting trip. So take the camera, you never know what you're going to get. I've got no idea what I'm going to find here. I've seen some pictures, it looks quite pretty. I think there's a lake, or a pond anyway, I don't know. We'll see in a little while. I hope you'll enjoy the video. If you do, and you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe before you go. Definitely some kind of artificial lake or pond or water feature here. Stretches out over quite an area. You can't get actually down to the water, it's all fenced in, presumably probably to stop people from getting in there, and also to protect the wildlife which is presumably living in here as well. It's very pretty. Whether it's photogenic or not remains to be seen. I think there's almost certainly some images that I could shoot here. It's just going to be a case of finding the right angles, and actually shooting handheld is probably going to be easier, because it will let me get into angles that would be very, very difficult to do with a tripod. But I'm going to have a little bit more of a walk around first. There's lots of trees here, but I don't really know what else. Can't list a little bit of wildlife. Just got, I don't know if it's a coot or something like that, but I can see a dragonfly or something like that on a reed down there. Wish I could get closer, but we'll get as close as we can with the zoom lens. I'm going to bump the ISO up with the largest aperture to get the fastest exposure time on ISO 800, 1/1000th of a second. See if there's another angle. If I go this way, the reeds are actually blocking it. It's just sitting there. Wish I could get a different angle on it, but the fence is in the way. If any of these are coming out sharp or not. It's worth a go. Oh, two of them now, just flown away. And we're going to come back again and land somewhere. Okay, different spot. Different spot. Harder to see, I think. seen here, kind of, I don't know if they're lilies or something, lily pads, but they're well out of the water, surrounded by other plants. Then there's a space of water and there's some more plants and trees in the background. Vertical composition, probably about 22 mil. Trying to avoid the big tree in the background because it unbalances the image. Flower down there with some lily pads around it. Now, in an ideal world, I'd get right down close to it, but I can't because of the fences. So what I'm going to try to do is get a shot of it with the lily pads kind of making a foreground up to the flower. There's grasses and that growing out in the background, and I'm thinking if this went sort of fairly high contrast to maybe drop some of the sort of the noise, if you like, the fine detail out of the grasses in the background, that might look quite nice. And I'm thinking I might want to kind of get low down and shoot through these bars. I can find the right angle. This would be almost impossible to do with a tripod, by the way. Might look pretty nice actually. It's a shame that grass is behind the lily pad. If it was just water behind it, it would look really nice. Chickens and geese around here. Just seen the most beautifully coloured cockerel. Don't know if I managed to get a shot of it because it legged it off into the undergrowth as soon as I tried to get a picture. If I see it again, I'll try and get some video of it. Okay, well, yeah, it's definitely a bit warm. As I said, today was really more of a scouting trip just to check this place out, but always worth taking the camera. I've got some shots today that I definitely wouldn't have got had I come here, you know, without a camera or just with my phone. And to be honest, some shots that I probably wouldn't have got if I'd come here, say, first thing in the morning or for a sunset. So yeah, definitely worth bringing the camera along on a scouting trip. Will I be coming back here? Probably yes. Will I be rushing back for a sunrise? Probably not. It's a pretty place. It's very, very nice for sort of maybe more detail type shots, but I don't think I want to rush back here for a sunrise or sunset in the near future. But glad I've been here, and I'm sure I will be doing it again at some point. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to head for home now because I'm a bit hot and uncomfortable, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, Like, shares and comments, always really appreciated. If you're new here and you've enjoyed what you've seen and you want to see more of my stuff and you haven't hit subscribe yet, now would be a great time. And as always, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch, so thank you very much. And until the next video, bye. Blooming noisy cicadas.